Dr. Reed, they told me I couldn't preach. Every Sunday. I had never experienced this in my life. Every Sunday there were 3 folks. There was one that would sit over there, one that would sit there, and one that would sit over there. The one that sit over there, when I would get up to preach, would put up a newspaper. The one over there would get up and leave. And the one over there would sit there like this. Now, I was already struggling because the church was empty. I ain't never had an empty church. I would preach Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. I've always had high numbers. I've always led my conferences in church growth. So, you know, I get up and do my thing, and sometimes people would join, sometimes they wouldn't, but people would join, and they would meet me after church. You know, we didn't get nothing out of this today. That thing started working in my spirit. I teach homiletics. Preachers call me from all over the country from Thursday to Sunday morning asking me to help them in their sermons, even now. Somebody called me last night and asked me that they were struggling with a test. Would I help them to preach? I teach preaching. People, I have a clinic of preachers in my conference that we meet quarterly to talk about the lectionary and how we're going to go forth. But these mooks told me every Sunday I couldn't preach. I started hearing it because I really needed to go to the couch and talk to a psychiatrist. I started letting them be my psychiatrist. And when you let other folks be your psychiatrist, they'll make you sicker than what you really are. Every Sunday. The stewards started trying to protect me. The armor bearers would move in, but they would even go to my car and wait at my car. And so I started talking to my mentor, and he said, "You're one of the strongest women I know. You don't take a whole lot of trash. Why are you letting them do this? Who are these uncircumcised giants? Who are these unholy folks? What preaching school do they go to? Why are you taking it?" I couldn't figure it out. One Sunday, I got up to preach. I had started preaching a lectionary every Sunday because I didn't know how to work this thing out. So whatever the lectionary's text was, I just preached it because it didn't matter. If I preached short, it was too short. If I preached long, it was too long. If I preached like I preached, and it was too worldly. If I preached like that, it was too sophisticated. One Sunday, I got up to preach, and somebody said, "Preach!" Searched all over. Couldn't find nobody. Preach! You better preach up in here that day. Because I needed to connect. I needed, if there was one person that was getting ready to encourage me, I needed to connect. You better preach up in here that day. We need a word from the Lord. And then I realized it was coming deep from my own spirit. I realized the voice was coming up. And when I leaned back and came back out, and when I finished, 80-year-olds were standing with canes, shaking, and children were running around the church, and folks was running down the aisle to be saved. But that penny over there did not move. That penny over there was gone. And that penny was still reading a book. And I realized that I was concentrating on the wrong thing. I'm watching these 3 negatives, and I had a whole church that wanted to be saved. A whole church that wanted to hear the word. A whole church. And I learned preach. I don't care how bad it is. Preach. I don't care what they say. Preach. If there's nobody in the house, preach to the empty pews, but preach. Preach in and out of season, but preach. And preaching will turn that thing around. Preaching will make folks get up and trust God again. Preaching will make dead folks get up and walk again. And preaching will encourage you. Everybody on their feet. Somebody said preach. Everybody on their feet. Somebody said preach again. I declare that God's going to bless your ministries. I declare that your ministry will be like gold. but gold's got to be polished and go through the fire. I declare that people are going to be saved under your lives, and neighborhoods are going to be restored under your ministries. I declare that your family will not be destroyed.
Hello, you have just heard the preaching of Reverend Henning Byfield, presiding elder of the North District Indiana Conference of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Please join Warren AME Church as we celebrate our Unity Day, where the presiding elder Henning Byfield will be our guest speaker. Please join us for a celebratory dinner right after morning worship. And we ask that everybody will please wear blue and black. Thank you, and God bless.